Welcome to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I'm back. I was away for a while. We had some technical difficulties. I didn't have the proper mic, and our buddy Batman straightened us out, which that was super nice of him. And we tried to do Friday Night Live with Blippo last night, didn't work. But tonight you get Saturday Night Live with Dutch. That's not the NBC show. It's Saturday Night Live. Or it's Saturday night and we're live. There's so much to cover tonight that's important. And we'll do some of the important stuff, but I also want to do things that are fun. Like a snowpocalypse is apparently happening in Colorado. Maybe. They've been scaring the piss out of us for a week about it. And it hasn't really shown up yet, but it might. Don't worry, it's coming. Let's see. Oh, happy 1 year anniversary. That's the most important thing about today or yesterday, whenever you're watching this, depending on your state. It's been a year for 14 days to flatten the curve. These are the longest 14 fucking days of my life. It's been fun, though. I've picked up some new hobbies. I've cried a lot. Started drinking a shitload more. Got way fatter. But, hey, it is what it is. And maybe, according to Grandpa Joe or Uncle Joe or Plugs, whatever you want to call him, if we're good little citizens and we do everything we're supposed to, and we somehow find some fairy dust and we pull it out of our asses and sprinkle it over everything. If we do all that, maybe by the 4th of July, we can go back to normal. We can have a barbecue with our friends and our family and even unknown acquaintances. But under the new normal guidelines. So that doesn't mean that we should have a big gathering, still small gathering with social distancing and probably a fucking mask outside like a goddamn idiot. I'm just paraphrasing Plugs here, but that's his plan. I think it's a shitty one. I think all of his plans are shitty. Actually, they're not his plans, are they? They're what's her face? The vice president, Kamala, the Ugandan headhunter. It's probably her idea. But yeah, happy 1 year anniversary. Congratulations. We made it. Think we could do 2. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so snowpocalypse is upon us for, I don't know, the past 5 or 6 days. The weather folks in Colorado have been saying, "Hey man, you guys are fucked. We're going to get anywhere from 2 to 5 feet in some places." And it was supposed to hit late last night, early this morning, and then just snow all weekend. So, people went out and they panicked because the news and everybody was like, "Hey man, you guys are fucked. Old people are going to be dying in their houses. People are going to be dying in the streets. Go buy all the toilet paper you can. Go buy all the meat you can. Prepare to be snowed in for a year." And people went and did that. And they panicked. And then today showed up, and I got up at, I don't know, like 6. And I looked outside, and there wasn't any snow. There wasn't like a dusting or a couple inches. There was 0. And I live in a place that we typically get exponentially more than anyone else. When Denver gets a foot, I get 3 feet. When the Springs gets a couple inches, I get a couple feet. And nothing. So I went about my day. I actually picked up, like I said, the new technology. I hope the sound is better. If it's not, blame Batman, because he didn't edit this right. But, I went along my day, and then about noon it rolled in, and we got a couple inches. I don't know. Shades are down. I don't know. We may have 5 or 6. We do not have 2 feet. We do not have 3 feet. But this is just this is what they do. If you lived in Colorado long enough, you understand that the weather people have no fucking idea what they're talking about. When they tell you that it's going to snow like 10 feet, it won't snow at all. And if they tell you it's not going to snow at all, that's when it'll snow 10 feet. But the important thing is that we panicked, we watched their newscast with bated breath, and we ransacked all the stores. Kind of like COVID. Well, you guys have heard my analogy about COVID and snowstorms, right? If you haven't, I'll slowly repeat it for you. So COVID's like a snowstorm, okay? If you're old and have comorbidities like pre-existing conditions, that means that you're not from here and you can't drive in the snow and your car's a piece of shit. So what you do is you stay your ass home. And that works for both. Like, if COVID will kill you, stay the fuck home. If you're going to ruin people's day and kill someone in the snow, stay the fuck home. But the rest of us who can drive in the snow, do have four-wheel drive, aren't retarded, don't drive Subarus, aren't old, don't have comorbidities, no pre-existing, aren't terrified of it, we should be able to go along our day. They're super easy. And when the snow melts or the pandemic's over, the rest of you can come out. But don't fuck my world up just because you're unwilling or too afraid or whatever it is to drive in the snow. Quote, participate in life during a pandemic or whatever you want to call it. There's much more of that, but, let's not get into that now. We're trying to lighten things up. So the snowpocalypse hasn't happened yet. It might tomorrow. I tweeted out at Dutch the Beast, at Dutch in Denver, no I, just the N. And you can follow there. You should go, I think it's trending in Colorado right now, and go look at all the pictures of the snowpocalypse. People are posting pictures of no snow, just the grassy surfaces, nonsense like that. It's absolutely hilarious. Completely overdone, but hey, why not? Oh, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, South Park. Did you guys watch the vaccination special? Once again, South Park nails it. I'm not going to go into the whole description of the episode. Just watch it. And if you haven't seen the pandemic special, watch that too. But it's amazing how those guys are just so on all the time. I love it. And they're hilarious. And if you don't get it, you're stupid. Oh, okay. So part of this episode is going to be, I'm going to teach some of you guys, most of you, maybe not most, but hopefully none, some stuff. And I'm doing this as a public service to everyone because the teachers refuse to teach. And if they don't want to teach, I'll do it. And I am going to sacrifice my time, my energy, and my knowledge, and I'm going to do it for free. I'm not going to sit at home and collect a paycheck for the past year for doing dick squat, which some of them may have been doing. And the first thing we're going to start with is, how do y'all pronounce coyote? Coyote. Yeah, well, I told you how it's pronounced. It's pronounced coyote. It's not coyote. And the reason it's not coyote is because in the English language, we don't normally say the E at the end of words. For instance, like. We don't say likey unless you're in third grade and you're talking about your kitty. We don't say that. We just say like. The vowel before the consonant is the long vowel or the hard vowel. The one at the end, it's a silent E. I really think that's something we all learned. And if you didn't, I'm very sorry. But there is such a concept as the silent E. So it's coyote. That's just the way it is. And the reason I bring this up, and this is what, let me take this out so we can actually talk about this. Okay, so the reason I bring it up is on the Twitter the other night, somebody that I follow and follows me posted something asking, hey, how do you say coyote, or how do you pronounce it? And a whole bunch of people were like, coyote, 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 you know, just wrong. And I'll tell you why they're wrong. But, so we want to know how to pronounce this. And the reason a lot of people, I believe, said coyote, and this is me, but someone else pointed this out, is that cartoons, I'm surprised this fucker hasn't been banned yet for something he did. But the cartoon Wile E. Coyote, that's why everyone thinks it's coyote. It's actually not. And the reason it's Wile E. Coyote is probably because it rhymes. And there's a little bit of alliteration with the E's, Wile E. Coyote, throughout. But it's a proper noun. And you know proper nouns best as names. Names do not adhere to phonetics or spelling or anything like that. Proper names are just the way they are. So that's why a lot of people think it's coyote, but it's actually coyote. And the fact that it's spelled the same, pronounced differently in a proper name, just shows that it's a proper name. It's the exception to the rule. So, I won't shout out to her because I don't know if she wants to be part of this. The young lady who brought up the question, I'll ask her, and if she wants to be, I'll link her Twitter in the information or the description of this abortion train wreck, because she's a fun follow. She's a Braves fan, which not good, but she doesn't know any better, so we can't blame her for that. But yes, she was 100% right on coyote, and that's a little bit as to why she's 100% right on coyote. That's lesson number 1. Oh, I forgot. So this all goes in with teaching. I'm teaching because they're not, and they're not for nutsy cuckoo reasons. But so the Los Angeles Teachers Union, I think it's one of them or something, has this private Facebook page where all the teachers on, and they can, like concoct their nonsense. It somehow got leaked that one of the posts said, hey, when you go on vacation for spring break, please don't post any pictures of it, because it's really hard for us to argue that you can't be in a classroom teaching students when you're on, like when you're posting pictures of you on vacation in Mexico or France or, in general, around a bunch of people partying your ass off. They didn't say don't do it. They said just don't expose our hypocrisy. Yeah, fuck yeah, go out and party. Take spring break. You deserve it. You've worked super hard this year. Just don't rub it in everyone's face, because then we can't continue the lie and be like, hey, it's too dangerous to teach, but it's okay for me to go to Mexico and get hammered for a week. The optics are bad. And I totally get that. It's just like, Joe Biden, that's why he doesn't do press conferences, because not only are the optics bad, but the audio is bad. The guy's a train wreck. You guys elected someone with dementia. Be proud of that. Don't be too proud of it, though. It's that's nuts if you think that that's something that you might want to wear as a badge of honor. And we'll get to stupid tweets later in the show, because we don't have any specific this week yet, but they're funny because we're just going to find liberal tweets, and they're the best. And it'll specifically be one from Joe Biden, like just walking with a book, or not even a book. I think it's a day planner and a notepad, and the people are just praising him like, you can read. It's awesome, and I can't wait to get to that. That's I don't know. I'm super happy about that. So, let's continue on the teaching. Lesson number 2, class. or second period, however you want to look at it. If you're in middle school, the bell is rung. You went to your locker. You didn't grab what you needed. You showed up, and Dutch is here for lesson number 2. With the pandemic, the snowpocalypse, Al Gore, or no, who's the new czar of what's it called? Climate. Kerry? Yeah. So the world's going to end pretty fucking soon. And I don't know if it's going to end like the sun's going to go out and we're all going to die, or we're just going to go into some kind of apocalyptic nonsense. But whatever happens, it's very important that y'all know some basic skills. And I'm here to teach you those basic skills. For instance, buy a gun. Learn how to use it. Learn how to accurately shoot it. And responsibly. But learn all that stuff. Because when you need to hunt for your food, you don't want to miss. Because then you're going to be hungry or shit. And if you don't want to hunt, that's okay. Learn to grow tofu. Because I know some people that listen to this are maybe vegetarians. I highly doubt it. I don't think we have any vegetarians that listen to the show. And if they do, I mean, bravo, way to, dip your toe in that water of, animal blood or animal proteins, whatever. So learn to hunt, learn to shoot. If you want to trap like a little rabbit, get him in a noose. That'd be good to know too. I don't know if I can teach you how to do that over a podcast, but I encourage you to do that. What I can teach you over a podcast is fishing, because I am an expert fisherman. I mean, you have like expert fishermen, professional fishermen, Dutch. And I can tell you why I'm a professional fisherman for a couple of reasons. A, it's in my blood. I was born a male. I still identify as a male, and that's kind of, you're just born with, or you should be born with that fishing gene. You should be able to drink all day and still provide dinner for yourself. That's basically what fishing is. And before you're fishing, or before you're of drinking age, you're fishing is where you learn how to get drunk and fish, if that makes sense. So how I learned, I had father, uncle, actually my mother probably taught me a lot too. She was a pretty good fisher woman in her younger days. Doesn't care for it anymore because she hates fish. But it's important that you know how to fish, man and woman. That's back to the hunting, like providing for oneself during the apocalypse or the snowstorm or climate change or whatever the fuck John Kerry's peddling. That nonsense. So one of my earliest fishing, this is probably the first time I realized I was an absolute expert fisherman. So when I was a kid, I can't remember. I'm under 12. Okay, probably closer to 10, maybe 8. I don't know. My grandparents used to take us for, like a week or a couple days to give my parents a break because my brother and I were probably little monsters, or I'm sorry, perfect children. But, we want to see our grandparents. So they would, take us and we'd go, not like tent camping, but, we'd have like a cabin on the river that, and I mean a cabin, like no running water, no electricity, but, still shelter that wasn't a tent. So one year we went up to Pitkin, and that's, if you guys know Pitkin, Colorado, it really doesn't matter. It's kind of remote in some places, but I think it's also Aspen too. But it's a big county. So we're in this cabin on the river, and I mean, this cabin is like 3 rooms. You got like a kitchen and a family room and a dining room and all that. That's one room. And then you got, I don't know if it had a bathroom. We might have had to pee outside, or maybe it had an outhouse. And then you had a bedroom, and that was it. This thing was not big. So, grandma and grandpa, bedroom, kitchen, living room. My brother and I slept on the floor. We actually had to put got up in the middle of the night and put wads of teepee in our ears because Gramps snored so loud. That's not the point of the story. So I don't know, like the second day, and the river is right out back. I mean, right out back, probably 10 feet from the back porch. And this river comes down, like down. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Down. And it kind of hits an embankment and it makes a little bit of a whirlpool, turns back on itself, and then goes under a bridge, but on a waterfall. And where it comes down and hits itself and whirlpools a little bit, erosion has caused it to be a deep pool. And now my instincts tell me that this deep pool of fast spinning water, and then as it gets deeper, it's a little bit slower because it drops off. And the physics of fishing we can discuss later, or the physics of water. But you know that when you see that, that's a deep pool, and there's going to be some fish in there. So, I told Gramps, like, hey, man, I want to go fishing. He says, all right. You're probably not going to care this much about it and all that, so I'm not going to piss any money away on actual, like, fishing poles and stuff. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to ride our bikes down to the old General Mercantile or the general store, and we're gonna get some fishing line, some Golden Eagle hooks. Those are the best hooks made in Colorado. They're great hooks. And we'll go back. So we go get some fishing line and these hooks, and it's like, what the hell am I gonna do? He finds me a stick, hands me a shovel, and is like, dig some worms. So I'm digging some worms, and that's when it's a stick, folks. We just found on the ground, and he ties it to the end, and then he gives me a little bit, 6 or 7 feet, and then puts on the hook. I get a worm, put it on there, and I toss it into this pool in the river. So I'm in there for 30 seconds or maybe 51, and while that's going on, he's getting my brother's pole ready or stick ready. These aren't even poles. These are sticks. These aren't like a cane stick with flex in it. This is like a dead pine stick with no flex at all. It's a stick with a string tied to it and a worm. And, he's getting my brother's ready. And I think my brother's lost interest because, it's been 3 minutes and he hasn't done anything. So he's over there chasing butterflies. I don't know. Playing with his toes. Counting them. And, I feel a little tug, and, I tug back, and a bigger tug, and I tug back more, and now we're going. It's like, hey, Gramps, I think I got a fish. He's like, yeah, I know, just continue onward, because he doesn't believe me. It's like, no, I actually have a fish. So he comes over here, and, we're like getting this thing in, and I got a fish, and I got a good fish. I probably have like a 12 to 14-inch rainbow, and not a fish story, like an actual 12 to 14-inch rainbow out of a river. That's pretty damn good. Usually you get a little 6 to 8-inch brookie, but it's pretty good. So I get a new worm, and I toss it back in there, and he goes back to Piercer's chasing him with his butterfly net. I don't know. And a couple minutes later, it's like, hey, Gramps, I got another one of them fish. Like, wait, what? So it comes over, and we yank out another fish. So this goes on for, I don't know, like 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 39 fish. I don't know, a lot. And finally, I get tired. It's just like, I'm too good. I can no longer continue to fish at this level and still keep my stamina as a 10-year-old. Because I've got other things to do that day. Okay? I probably need to go hunting. I need to ride a raft down the river into a barbed wire fence. That's a story for another time. But I've got shit to do. I can't be bothered catching fish all day. So we get our fill, enough to feed the whole tribe, family, probably surrounding cities. And I call it a day. So I grab myself a juice box. I pull up a chair, and I just enjoy the sounds of the river there with Gramps. Well, here comes from down upriver, walking down towards us. This guy who's, he's dressed to the nines in fishing stuff. He's got his waders on. He's got his boots. He's got his fishing shirt. He's got a vest. He's got his little pouch. He's got 2 rods. He's got the big old net hanging. He's got his cap on. He's got the mosquito net. This guy's got, I don't know, like $8 million worth fishing gear on. He walks by and says, "There's no fish in this river. I've been here all day and I haven't caught a thing." Gramps like, "Well, the kid over here has been fucking around for a couple hours and he's got a whole bunch of stuff. So clearly you don't know what you're doing. He's the expert. Step aside, sir, and let the kid show you." I didn't show him because I'm not going to share my secrets with people I don't know. I'm not trying to provide for his family, just mine. And so, throughout the years, my expertise has shown itself time and time again. And, another time I went fly fishing with a friend of mine and her family, and they're serious, but they got a lot of nice stuff. I'm much older at this point, so I have my own stuff, but they got a lot of nice stuff. Like, their waders don't have holes in them. Mine do. They're Gorilla taped. If you got holes in your waders, grab some Gorilla tape and it'll hold for a good bit of time. I mean, you might have to reapply the tape later, but it'll hold for the day. So, I'm out there like, we're getting all our stuff, and I've got the poor holy waders and an old rod and blah, 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 and just a couple little flies in my vest, and they're decked ready to go. And, we get down to the great river. This is probably some of the best fly fishing I've ever had. And I'm like, "Well, do you need help?" "No, I got it." Anything? "Nope, I got it. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna do my thing. You guys do your thing, and we'll hang out in a couple hours. Okay, we'll see how we all do." So I do my thing. I'm old enough now that I've got my cooler of beer, my little Yeti behind me, and a sleeve. So I crush beers all morning. I've got my dip in, spitting in the water, all this stuff, all the things they tell you never do. Let me tell you, kids, fish like Budweiser and Copenhagen. They do not like you peeing in the water, though, so just go to the bank. Go to a shallow bank where there's no fish. But they love Copenhagen and they love Budweiser. So after you put a dip in, you got a little bit of that brown on your fingers still. Just put a little on your fly. They'll love it. So I, spent all morning dipping and drinking and fishing, and we meet back up and like, "So how'd you do?" I said, "Yeah, I got a couple, probably like 15 or 16. I think I got like one." So the next day or the afternoon, I can't really remember. We're fishing together, and I'm spitting in the water and crushing beers. It's like, "Wait a minute, have you been spitting in the water?" "Well, yeah, man. You can't be doing that. You can't be drinking, blah, blah, blah." But it worked perfectly because my expertise level is beyond the evolutionary intelligence of fish. And I crushed it. And I always will crush it. And that's just part of the bigger picture of surviving for yourself and your loved ones. Provide food, have a significant other that can clean the fish or the deer. You can help them do that. Learn how to build shelter. I used to do construction. Like, you actually have to do the work. Learn how to build shelter. I can provide food, shelter, heat, all that shit for me and mine. So when the world comes to me, I'm fine. I think it's important that y'all know that. This was part of our failure last night when I want to talk to our buddy Blip, because I wanted to ask him if he could do stuff like this. He's a native LAian. I don't even think he's ever left LA. But if he ever had to go find his own food that wasn't at, Trader Joe's, I'm not sure he could do it. I mean, he might have to come hang out with old Dutchie and have him provide for him. And you guys, you don't want to be left with that. Women too, but it's more guys. Work as a team, guys and girls. We're equals, but we're equal for different ways. I think we covered this, how women are smarter, guys are stronger. We hunt, they cook. It's not a bad thing. It's just a good way of working shit out. Learn it. Keep it in mind. It's important. All right. I think this will be the end of the day class. Third period, or I don't know how many periods are in school anymore. I think when I went, there was like 6, maybe 5, and you got a free period. Maybe 6, maybe 7, and you got a free period. I don't know. I didn't go to a lot of class. I just, like read the book. Was like, okay, got it. Took the test. Perfect. But this will be the last thing, and then we'll get into some more fun stuff. I want to explain simple economics because I feel like a lot of people don't understand this concept. And I mean, part of it is because this new stimulus bill that came out, which is absolutely insane. If you think it's helpful or anything like that, you're stupid. It's not. It's crazy. And them pushing for the Democrats, the liberals, pushing for like $15 an hour minimum wage is crazy. That it's stupid. And if you think that it's a good idea, you're stupid. Now, I'm going to help you out, and I'm going to make you unstupid. See? English lesson earlier. I'll explain it to you, and hopefully you understand it, because it doesn't... All right, let's just start. So we'll start with the minimum wage, because that's... I mean, simple economics is supply and demand, but that can also be transferred into minimum wage a little bit. And let me start there. Okay. So right now, if minimum wage is like $7 at the McDonald's, and your Big Mac at McDonald's is $5. The reason all of that is what it is because McDonald's, a multi-billion-dollar international company, understands economics. And what they've done is if they have figured out that, hey, people will buy Big Macs for $5. People will work for $7 and will still make money, and it'll all work itself out. That's why those things cost what they cost, and people get paid what they get paid. Now, I'm a firm believer in no minimum wage. I think none. The government should not dictate things like that. And here's why. So let's use simple numbers. Let's say that McDonald's wants to pay you $1 an hour to flip hamburgers. And you're not willing to work for that. No one's willing to work for $1 an hour to flip hamburgers. So McDonald's has two choices. They either go completely out of business and are fucked, or they raise their offer to $2 an hour. Now, enough people come along and they say, yeah, I'll flip burgers for $2 an hour. So they flip burgers for $2 an hour. McDonald's does the math, and I'm like, okay, I got to pay Jim $2. Everything that makes a burger, bun, lettuce, blah, 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 hamburger, all that, costs X dollars. Overhead costs X dollars. I need to sell this burger for $3 so I can pay all that stuff plus make a little bit of a profit. Because that's essentially what business does, is it makes money to buy other things, which is important. So that's the way that works. Now, it's important to understand that the 2 and the 3 don't actually matter. Like $2 or $3 don't matter. Or doesn't matter, I'm sorry. You could pay someone a penny an hour, and then the burger would be 3 pennies. It doesn't matter. You could pay someone $1 and a burger would be 3 rocks. The 1 and the 3 don't matter. It's the value of it. So yeah, we can raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. But do you understand that the price of the Big Mac, so if we essentially double minimum wage, because let's just say right now it's at 7. I know it's not. It's like $7.75 or 73. Let's just make easy numbers. So right now it's at 7. If we double it to 14, quote 15, like they want, fine. but the price of the burger is going to double. So the value of, we're going to pay our employees double, but we have to charge double. So the $3 that used to buy you that burger now only buys you half. So you need to come up with $6. So as the employee, you're not actually making any more money. You're making literally the same amount of money, the same value of money. So it's like Venezuela. It was in this the news this week that they're now printing a $1 million Venezuelan bill. The problem is that 1 million Venezuelan dollars is like 50 American cents. The number doesn't matter. We could pay fast food workers $25,000 an hour, but a Big Mac would cost $50,000. You understand that it's about value? And everybody's like, oh, well, Dutch, yeah, I kind of get that, but I don't really, but I kind of do. But, well, you can't live on $7 an hour. Maybe, maybe not. But if we eliminated the minimum wage, and let's say we had people working for $1 an hour, what would happen was the things that all those people need, because let's face facts, there's more people that make less, and there's less people that make more. I hope you understand that. There's very few super rich people. Most of the consumers are not super rich, so they pinch pennies and they price shop and things like that. So if you don't make a whole lot of money, you're not going to be buying a whole lot of stuff. And capitalism works on buying. There's too much goddamn buying going on. Well, no, if nobody's buying bicycles, there's one of two reasons. A, nobody wants a bicycle. Or B, they're too expensive. So, for instance, a house, everybody wants a house. And if no one is buying a house or an apartment or anything, renting apartments, it's one of two reasons. No one wants one or needs one, which we know isn't true because we all need shelter. So the second reason is they're too expensive. So what the housing people will do, and the leasing companies for apartments, they'll lower their price to the point where people can afford them. So the guy making $1 an hour, the apartment has now lowered their price from $10 a month to $5 a month, and the guy can afford it, and it works. Now they'll be like, well, but the apartment, no, it's basically like trickle-down economics in reverse. The number doesn't matter. It's the value. If 1 penny could buy you a house and you make 1/1000th of a penny a month, it doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter. It's the value, what it gets you. So raising minimum wage doesn't work. That's a dumbass idea. Even having minimum wage is stupid. The economy, capitalism will fix itself. The government just needs to get the fuck out of it. And that brings us a little bit to the stimulus package. Let's not even discuss the pork in it, because it's so disgusting. The people of you that vote, the folks that voted for this, fuck you. I'm serious. That is just, you're stupid. And if you think that this isn't going to come back to bite somebody in the ass, well, that's why we're doing this. So as for the stimulus package, a lot of people are going to get $1,400 per person. The way it works out is per person. So if you have a family of 4, you're going to get like a little, it's either north or shy of 10 grand. Wait, what, Dutch? Yeah, buddy. Family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children. The 2 adults get their $1,400, $2,800. The 2 kids get $1,400. $5,600, man. Plus, each kid you have gives you a $2,600 tax credit. So that's another 5,200. So yeah, you're at a cool almost 11 grand in this. And you're like, wait a minute, a tax credit? Well, that's not the government giving you money. It absolutely actually is. Because if you end up owing 3,000, you got to pay that, and you have a $2,600 credit, you only have to pay 4. You get to keep that money. Well, yeah, but it's my money. I got to keep it anyway. Oh, Jesus, where do you think this 1,400 is coming from? It's your money they're just giving back to you, dipshit. And some people, they're getting my money. Because some of us aren't going to get, and I'm not saying who, but some of us aren't going to get 1,400. Some of us didn't get the 6. Some of us didn't get the 12. And some of us didn't pay in and still are going to get that. So they're just taking somebody else's money and giving it to somebody else. That's not right. That's not the way that things work. Also, when it comes to taxes, this will be the last thing. Because this is, a little bit of people are saying, if you paid X dollars, or you make X dollars, you don't get this stimulus. If you file early, you'll get it early, blah, blah, blah. I hope that everyone understands that they take taxes out of your paycheck. The government does. And let's say, for instance, if the government takes out $6 out of your paycheck throughout the year and you get a $6 refund, you didn't pay any taxes, dipshit. Nope, that's it. You didn't pay any taxes. And I'm pretty sure, and I have to recheck, but I think half the country pays 0 taxes. Oh, but they took it. No, if they take it out and then give it back to you at the end of the year, it's basically you just gave the government an interest-free loan. But you didn't actually pay any taxes, dumbass. The people who pay taxes are the ones that don't get refunds or that end up owing at the end and be like, all right, man, on top of, what you already pay, you owe us a little bit more. Those are the people that actually pay taxes. I hope everyone understands that. And if you don't, I'd be happy to explain it more. Actually, my brother and his wife are coming into town. They'll be here in a couple days. And he's a money guy. Maybe I could get him to come and explain it. But he's super smart, so I'm not sure this audience would get it. Which that's okay. Because I'm in your group, fellers. We don't understand that complicated shit. We hunt and fish. But that's the first night of Dutch teaches. The teachers won't, I will. Moving on. Moving on to important stuff. Just moving on. March Madness is coming up. The conference tournaments have already started. We know where my allegiance lie. I'm Buffs SC. If you don't know why, we're not going to get into that right now. But Buffs and SC actually played each other last night. I was all for SC, and they fell to the Buffs, which I'm not happy about, but I'm okay with because now the Buffs are in the Pac-12 championship. Last night, the officiating was god awful, and I've followed the Twitter and stuff like that throughout the conference tournaments and stuff. I've watched a few games, but I can't watch them all, so I more or less look comments. And it seems like it's a theme that the officiating has just been disgraceful at best. For instance, last night, one of the SC guys, I can't think of his name, but he's down in the paint, he's got the ball, and he's like shaking, and they blow the whistle. And instead of stopping shaking, he shakes more violently, and he literally takes his elbow and knocks one of the Buffs the fuck out. I mean, the guy drops like a sack of... And he should be ejected for that. But it was like a 2-shot technical because of, I don't know, some stupid, the whistle was blown. But then later, they teed up a Buff for draining a 3 and taunting, I guess. I didn't see it. But it's just the inconsistencies. And yeah, the call went for my team. But I'm not one of those people that, like, I'll take all the good calls and, the bad calls. Fuck them. No. I don't want the refs to be a factor in any game. Football, baseball, hockey. None of it. I if if my team gets a bullshit call, I'm just as I won't say I'm just as unhappy, but I'm still pretty unhappy because that's why people don't watch basketball. I mean, the flopping, the fouls that don't, the mythical fouls. Oh, you got within 5 feet of that guy. That's 2 shots. It just that's the problem with basketball, and that's why that's why I don't watch I don't watch basketball. Period. I watch college basketball, conference tournaments, my teams, and then March Madness. Other than that, I don't care. As for the NBA, I don't even really watch the finals anymore. It's just between them making their stupid political stances, the last 2 minutes of a game taking 2 hours, and them flopping. LeBron James, a big guy, he gets touched, he falls to the ground, fakes a seizure, and no, I don't want that. That's not basketball to me. That's modern day football. That's I'm not a huge football fan anymore. Can't hit a quarterback, can't hit a receiver, can't hit anybody on the offense. But if you're on the defense, yeah, fuck you. So, but the point is, the Buffs won. They're going to be in the Pac-12 championship. I think they win tonight. Wrap this up, and then I'll watch it. Actually, I got something to do before I watch it, and it's an announcement. But it's nice to see the Buffs doing well. Cal State University, for those of you who don't know, that's CSU. That's I don't know who they are. I only know them as Cal State University. They're the Rams in Northern Colorado. They're in it too. They're in their conference championship, I think, or they're in the tournament. And it looks like this is going to be one of the few times in a while that both the Buffs and the Rams are going to be in the actual 64 team March Madness tournament. So that'll be fun to watch. I think the Buffs will do really good. They're a good looking basketball team. I mean, it's hard to say they haven't played any of the Big Ten, but I think the Big Ten's a joke conference across the board. Football especially, good God. Basketball even more. The ACC sucks this year. I think Duke dropped out of the ACC tournament. SEC's not known for basketball. The Big 12, Baylor's pretty good. Are they SEC or Big 12 now? They used to be Big 12, but I don't know. I mean, Michigan, they'll choke. Gonzaga's good. They'll do well this year in the tournament, but they might choke in the end, kind of like all number ones do. It's kind of funny. So we do a March Madness tournament with a whole bunch of people that some doctor runs from years ago, and there's a lot of folks who just pick upon the name, and my mother's one of them. She's like, I like their name, so I think they'll do well. So every year, Gonzaga's like right up at their top. And my brother and I and everybody's been joking. We're like, hey, Mom, this is your year because now you can pick Gonzaga to run the table because they might actually. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to watch. I hope COVID doesn't affect it. I've been watching some of these games. They all have masks on, not the players, but coaches and stuff. And they take their mask off to talk and yell. If we can't see it by now, we're done. And I'm just gonna pack it in and move on. I'll still do the podcast and stuff, but I'll probably just move to some place where is equally fucking crazy but doesn't snow. I don't know. It's nuts. Oh, let's see. Oh, I am going to. I got the setup for the PC and the Xbox to live stream video games. I like playing video games. I'm not the best, but again, I don't care. I don't associate my identity or stature with being good at video games. I usually play them for fun. I mean, I'm not terrible, but I'm going to start live streaming some video games. Depending on the time, I might do a little bit tonight right after this podcast, and we'll just see how it goes. Probably not, though, because the Buffs are on soon. That's new and exciting though. It'd be fun. If you guys want to play with me, it'd be great. I always like to play with new people. Um Shooters. I guess we could play ESO. It's not great for streaming. Zombies would be fun because then we can kind of, talk and stuff and have a good time and go off track and still have a picture on the screen that's a little bit entertaining. We might try and get Batman, but he's super duper like Warzone nerd. It's like, oh, you gotta win, even though I still have more wins than him, and I haven't played Warzone in like a year since it first came out. It's like got my quick wins. And I'm like, this is kind of stupid. He still struggles, and I try to help him out. It's not quite on my level, and I'm sure he'll have some comments about this. But just remember, he's wrong. Oh, jeez. I mean, we could go into more stuff, but I think we should just keep it light. The snowpocalypse, I backed that. It's been kind of rough on the dog. I have a pretty active dog. His name's Bo. He's a black lab. He's awesome. I'll put a video of him on the YouTube, and I'll do it on Twitter too. Remember, at Dutch the Bees, at Dutch in Denver, no I. Follow me, hang out, let's talk. Maybe we'll even have you on this train wreck of a podcast. But so the dog, I don't know where this developed, but he has this obsession with shadows. Like when the sun's out, he spends all his time with his head down chasing shadows. Like from the birds flying from the sky, you'll see him like take off across the yard, and we have acres, so you just sprint chasing this shadow. Our door has, like a window on it, and when you open it, the reflection moves your car. He chases him. So today, and it's really cute, it's super cute. He's an awesome dog. But today it's snowing, so there are no shadows. He's not a big snowflake chaser. He likes to chase the snow falling out of the trees when the sun's out, but when the sun's not, he's kind of fucked, and he just sits at home, and he's still got some puppy in him, so he's super annoying. I mean, he takes things that he shouldn't. He starts taking my cans of chew. Oh, gonna kill him. I mean, if he wants to start chewing, that's cool. But tonight I went on the deck, and I have this flashlight that does like a bright beam, not a broad thing, and he chased shadows for like 15 minutes. And that doesn't seem like long, but I mean, he chased. I had him running left to right 100 yards with this beam. It was just awesome. And that's what everyone should do. Get yourself a dog who loves simple things like that. That you guys can just bond, go out there in the snow in the dark, and chase some shadows together. I'll post the video because it's pretty fun. I don't think there's any commentary to it, but who needs it? It's a dog chasing a flashlight. It's awesome. My nephew does that too. My human nephew. So, well, when they're here on Monday, maybe my brother and his wife will let me film their kid chasing flashlights. He's still young enough that it's cool. We're not gonna get his stupid tweets tonight. Actually, let's look. Let's see if we can find any that are especially fun. Because again, stupid tweets. This is what I wanted to go after. Just go to any liberal tweet, like a big liberal, like the Joe Biden one is absolutely hilarious, and we'll oh good, I found it. Okay, so we'll do this and just go any single tweet of a big liberal. Just do that and read the comments. The tweet in itself will be stupid and hilarious, but the comments will be even better. And I'm looking for this particular one. That's why I'm kind of stalling for just a second. But it's really important to go for the tweets. Or the responses to the actual tweet. It's unbelievably hilarious. All right. So what it is the tweet is a picture of Joe Biden. Actually, it's not a picture. It's a video of Joe, Uncle Joe, Sleepy Joe, in slow motion taking maybe 6 steps. It's only a 9-second video. But it's slow motion. He's maybe taking 6 steps. The caption reads, "Another week in the books." And in Joe's hand, I mean, he's got his suit on. He's got his overcoat on. His aides are behind him. He's got a mask on. And in his left hand, he has what I think is a day planner because it has like the gold edge pages. Not many books have that. And then he has like a 3-ring binder that a high school kid would have. Now we go to the responses or the comments on this. So, for instance, here's one I just popped in. This is from Just Beach Keen 8. Sarcasm is your friend. I highly doubt. So she's replying to this. I assume it's a she. In her reply, oh yeah, it is a she because in her reply it'll say this. But this is her reply. As a teacher, mother, and citizen who felt so disheartened for 4 straight years, I am so thankful for the humility, grace, and dedication you and Jill have brought back to the White House. Enjoy your weekend, Mr. President. 3 heart emojis. I understand how a teacher you could feel disheartened at his Trump because he put your feet to the fire and like you guys are fucking nonsense. But as a mother, I think he did a lot for mothers. As a citizen, he did a shitload for citizens of the United States. We'll get into his list of accomplishments later. I think it's still just a little too hot right now. So she's thankful for his humility. How? What has he done that has shown humility, grace, or dedication? What has Uncle Joe actually done that has made you so thankful? And Jill, Dr. Jill, what has she done? Here's another one. At Super Smash on MC. Super Smash game. He's replying to this again. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm not an American, but you have signed back into the Paris Climate Agreement, basically saving Earth's future, because when your predecessor withdrew from it, it was a dark future for the planet ahead of us. Because of all fossil energy in the U.S., thanks, heart emoji. I'm not even going to explain that. That is just so unbelievably stupid. Words can't describe. But these are the comments. Here we go from B_M_K2. Thank you, Mr. President. You're indeed a true leader, and we're so proud of you. You have done so much in just a few days in office. Thank you again. First of all, Joe's not 7. He's 87. You don't need to be proud of him. Actually, you probably should be proud that he got up in the morning and put his pants on. But what has he actually done? Where's my $2,000, Joe? Well, I wasn't getting it anyway, but where's our $2,000, Joe? Oh, it's only $1,400. Damn. The pandemic's over. I mean, just what has he actually done? And I ask that about Trump all the time. What did he actually do? And the liberals are just like, well, actually, Biden bombed the Middle East. Good job. He restarted a war, you dickwagon. Some of the other ones are still funny, too. Just read the comments. That's another person says another week of not sending us our fucking money. I mean, you're right. It is your money, but let's see if we can find another one. Oh, this person is just ubiquinity. I don't know. But he kind of like he wants all these crazy liberal things. So he says no M4A, no immediate 2K check, no $15 minimum wage, no GND, no dropping of murderous sanctions, no Assange drop case, no lockdown, No keeping schools closed. Lots of meaningless platitudes. No Syrian ceasefire. And he said Syria. It should be no Syria. And no MBS punishment. Some of these things I'm not sure. But this guy's pissed that he doesn't have his 2K, that he doesn't get his $15 minimum wage. Some murderous sanctions. I don't even know which ones those are. He wants Julian Assange. I think the guy was a traitor. He wants his case dropped. He wants the lockdown to continue. This might be a she, I don't know. Or this person wants schools still closed. I mean, you have liberals mad at you, Joe. What's going on? Well, I'm not sure this person's liberal. He's fucking crazy. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, his dog bit somebody. That's sorry. I mean, I feel bad for the dog. But the people just praising this guy for nothing is hilarious. And then the people that are angry that he hasn't been crazy liberal enough is absolutely hilarious too. This person's great too. Deborah Talata Nunamaker. Deborah Talata at Deborah Talata. Mr. President, congratulations on a job well done, sir. So many are much in need, as you're aware. And she used the possessive your, Y-O-R. I'm going to read this one because I've read this one before, but this one's fun. Thank for our president and taking charge and caring about the people and those around you. You and the First Lady, whom I also just love, have put your life on hold and on the line for us. Okay, let's break down that a little bit besides the obvious mechanics, grammar, and usage issues. But congratulations on a job well done. What job has been well done there, Deborah? What do you think Plugs has done so well that he... Congratulations. Yeah, we're all, and there so many are much in need, as you're aware. There's commas, all kinds of fucking shit that needs to be there. Yeah, people need the economy open back up. Taking charge and caring. Plugs hasn't taken charge at all. It's the other guys running him. He's a puppet. She loves the First Lady. This is my favorite part. Have put your life on hold and on the line for us. Plugs' whole life has been politics. He has not put his life on hold. He has just continued the 50 years of shit that he has put us through. And now, putting your life on the line for us? I'm really not sure that let's go that far that he's risking his life for us. Peter Roberts. Atman from Marina, it looks like. After 4 years of chaos, corruption, and controversy, it's nice to have a, quote, real president who really works in the Oval Office and is literate, parentheses, scene-carrying reading materials, takes notes, etc., in parentheses, a bunch of exclamation points. Oh, Pete, I got some news for you, Chief. The chaos, corruption, and controversy was all fabricated. The Russian stuff, the Ukraine, all of it is just made up lies. And if you still believe it, you're stupid, and I can't help you. But it's nice to see a real president who works in the Oval Office. Trust me, buddy, Joey doesn't work in the Oval Office. Plug sits there, drinks his jukebox, and watches Matlock, probably from the basement. And then once a week, they drag him out to sign a bunch of shit that he doesn't even know where he's at. Literate, scene-carrying reading materials. Again, this goes back to my explanation of the caption that I think was a day planner and literally a fucking 3-ring binder. And he takes notes. I just the praise is just it's nuts. Let's see what else. A lot of it is just no stimulus checks, blah blah blah. Some of them are some funny pictures of him just like, oh, here we go. That darn shrink at that underscore darn. I got my first dose of the COVID vaccine last week. Yay. Thank you. Keep up the fantastic work. Okay, let's be clear about one thing. Joe Biden has not done goddamn dick all shit fuck me for the COVID vaccine. It was 100% all Donald Trump. And now it was none of Donald Trump. He didn't do actually anything other than be president for Operation Warp Speed. He might have thought of it or helped out and gave a bunch of funding and stuff like that, but he didn't actually discover anything and start handing out vaccines. But all that happened under President Donald Trump, okay? And then it was handed to Joe Biden. So fuck you if you're like, hey, thanks for my vaccine plugs. No, dude, that was all Trump. Okay. All right. Yeah, some of the just go find the tweets. I mean, I could do this for hours and we could laugh together, but I think we should just find the tweets. I'll find some good ones next week too. And we'll go from there. I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope the audio is better. Let me know in the comments, on the Twitter, anywhere. I think it's better. Some people have texted me and said, hey man, it is better, which that's good. I'm happy. We're finally, upgrading, getting there. But we need your help. I would love you guys just to like, subscribe on YouTube. Dutch in Denver with an I. Find me on Twitter at Dutch the Beast, at Dutch in Denver, no I. We're on anchor.fm/Dutch the Beast. Or not Dutch the Beast, Dutch in Denver. That's the podcast. We're everywhere. Just like, subscribe. If you want to donate, that'd be great. We could buy some cool things to stick on the wall, maybe a green screen. Maybe we could buy a second mic so you can come on the podcast and talk to us. I'm done spending money on this. I mean, I'll spend some more, but if you guys like it, kick in a dime. Give me some of that stimulus money, god damn it. Hey, until next time, guys, I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.